Alright guys, how's it going? This is the second YouTube rant that I am doing, and as promised before, today I'm going to be doing it on feminism. Before I start, I just wanted to make a little reminder. These are my opinions. I know not a lot of people agree with them, especially in today's world, but especially with a topic like this that's kind of touchy to a lot of people, as well as abortion, which I will be dealing with not today, but maybe another time. I just wanted to reiterate that these are my opinions, and if you would like to discuss your opinions with me, you have a way to contact me, great. Otherwise, sorry. Sorry out of luck. So, anyway, today I wanted to talk about feminism, and my views on feminism. So, I've kind of noticed this for a couple of years, that there are different types of feminists, sorry. And so these different types of feminists are the ones who actually want equal rights, equal rights. But then there's some that want dominant rights over men, over politics, over everything. So, like I was saying, there's equal rights activists, which are, just regular activists, but then there's the dominant activists that want dominant rights. And the ones I categorize this as are the man-haters, or the ones who place blame, or more often than not, they claim the victim card, which, again, I will cover that in another segment, but I'm trying to make this a little bit shorter. Addressing the we'll just say Emma Watson said, addressing the United Nations. She said, and I quote, "Feminism and man-hating have become synonymous." Then she goes on to say this has to stop. And then a little bit later on, she says feminism, by definition, is the fight for rights to be equal between men and women. She goes on to say some things I don't quite agree with, but in this particular section of her speech towards the United Nations, this is the part I agreed on. The part she goes on with is she doesn't exactly say the words, but it's kind of what she's hinting to, is toxic masculinity is a huge word that's going around these days. And if you don't know what toxic masculinity is, it is the, if it even exists, it is thought to be the action when men have to feel dominant, and how they don't share their feelings, which men, and when they do manly things. That's what toxic masculinity means, or pretty close. So basically, to guilt trip you into not being a man and making you be sensitive and not responsive to threats. That's what I view it as. And to cry more often than not. That's what I view it as. My response is, what the hell? Toxic masculinity. Okay. Toxic masculinity. It's always been viewed as a good thing, or most of the time, that men stand up for what they believe in, and that they are the leads of the household, that they are the that they are the breadwinners, and that they keep to themselves until it's time to let it out. Well, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with people, not exactly holding in their anger or emotions, but just not letting everybody know their emotions? Like, I don't understand what's so wrong with just holding it in until you can get into a solitary place and be able to exert yourself in the proper way instead of blowing up on everybody. The next topic I want to talk about is the wage gap. Now, real accurate evidence of this is really hard to find on both sides of the spectrum because, again, a lot of media sources aren't reliable. So, from what I could find, the complaints of the wage gap is that women make more degrees, yet they're paid less. And meaning women have more degrees than women in the higher the the point is women earn more degrees than men and graduate more than men. So the thought process behind the several articles that I read is that because women spent more time at school, that they should be paid more because they made the mistake of going to be educated at a college campus with sometimes useless degrees. So the statistic thrown around a lot of times is that women are paid 78 cents on the dollar. And I've heard anywhere from, again, which is why I'm saying the evidence is skewed, so it's really hard to find accurate measurements. I've heard anywhere from extremely skewed 60 to the 78 to 80 to 81. So pretty much in the 80s range. In the 80 cents on a dollar compared to males. But why do you think men are paid more than women? Because I'm kind of wondering that too, and if a wage gap even exists. But I came up with a couple reasons why they're paid more. Is that, first of all, women get paid maternity leave, as well as men not getting maternity leave. And men do more physical work at work, and I don't want to say they're more physically exhausted, but they do the heavy lifting and they do the really hard jobs that nobody wants to do, which is something that the statistics don't take into consideration, is that men and women don't all do the same jobs. And that's also another issue with the evidence is that, of course, someone who is a road worker will probably get paid more than someone who is a salon artist or one of those variations of jobs. The different. And something I've found in the couple of jobs that I've had is that they really enjoy experience they really enjoy the experience that you could have in that field. And they'll pay you more for it if you do a good job with the experience and put your experience into your work ethic. So that's just a little something. That's pretty much as much as I'm gonna come into the wage gap issue. Again, I don't really know if there's a wage gap yet. I don't think there is, because I have yet to see some solid evidence. So I'm almost done. Can't really see how much we have yet, but so now I wanted to cover the victim card, just because I mentioned it earlier. So the victim card is the thought process of which, instead of being assertive, you claim yourself that something happened to you, or someone claims that something happened to them, and they say we need to prevent this, and they do something drastic. Like last week we were talking about gun control. In the Parkland shooting in Florida, two anti-gun activists came out and claimed themselves as victims and used the activity or event of the school shooting to push their agenda. So that's what the victim card is. The opposite to victim card is not claiming yourself as a victim. Obviously, not saying that makes me feel bad, just saying that's not right. Not, oh my gosh, that hurt me, that's not right. Just saying that's not right. Simple as that. And to kind of lengthen this out a little bit, just to see how much time I have, is parents have kind of failed their kids in a sense nowadays, most of them, where they teach their kids that it's okay to play the victim card. It's not okay. It's not teaching them to be a positive contribution to society. They contribute, just not positively. And wouldn't you want your kid, instead of obviously in the heat of the moment, but even yourself, if you get into a fight or you see someone getting in a fight, are you going to say, oh, that swing almost hit me, because of me I'm going to go to the principal or the dean or whatever and say this happened, this and this happened? Or are you going to stop the scenario in the first place? Or if you are in the scenario and you're the one getting beat up, are you going to fight back? Simple as that. Wouldn't you want your kid to fight back? If they were getting bullied at school, they were getting hit constantly, would you rather them tell somebody and cry to them? And honestly, I would want my kid to kick the crap out of this other kid. Honestly, if nobody deserves that. No, nobody deserves to be picked on just because they're viewed as weaker. That's not right. Anyway, so that's it for my rant. If you would like to comment, subscribe, it's totally up to you. Thanks for watching, and a little reminder, I will be in Texas next week, so I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do. I will try to get another video up, but if I'm not able to, we'll have to postpone it next week, or I'll put it on my Snapchat or something. We'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and have a good Wednesday.